Hello, I'm the Professor, and I'm here today with DJ and no Bucky because he couldn't make it for another episode of Top Shelf Nerds, a Nerds Amalgamated podcast produced by TNC. That's not canon production. Tonight, our first topic is my new keyboard.
Ooh, you have a very new keyboard indeed.
Yes, it's only after having the runaround with Australia Post for a week, I finally got my hands on it. It's the Wooting One analog keyboard, the world's first analog keyboard to get to market. This isn't a paid review, by the way. I bought this with my own money. Although if they want to pay me, I'm perfectly happy to take any money.
Give us more money.
The special thing about this keyboard is that the switches in it are Cherry MX style, so it's compatible with all of your standard keycaps, but they use light instead of a mechanical sensor. So inside the switch on the plunger that gets depressed by the key is a prism that reflects light from a laser sensor and calculates exactly how far you press the key. The main benefit of this is that for racing games, you can accelerate gently. For FPS games, you can walk slowly instead of sprint everywhere. You can basically, any game that uses a controller is compatible with this because it emulates a controller via the X input protocol.
So this will be this will be a gamer's dream keyboard in essence.
Pretty much, for me anyway. Especially because I play a lot of simulators, and it's going to be really useful to be able to just gently poke my head out in armor and not get sniped because I have to run my whole body out. The keys also have another feature. Because they can tell how far you push them down, it's got a double keystroke feature, which is still in development at the moment. The keyboard's been out for less than a year, but the developers are still working on the software features. And one of the big features that they have added since release is the double keystroke feature, where you can set your key so that if you press it down gently, it triggers one action, or if you push it all the way, it triggers the other. So that's good for things where you would have like a modifier key like Control or Shift and another key that you press. You can map the modifier key to the one key so that you can say, the example they use is in League of Legends. When you want to cast and take your time to aim, you press one key. If you want to quick cast, you hold Shift and that key, I believe. I wouldn't know, I don't play League. And that lets you basically have two actions on the one key based on how far you press it.
So that's all so is that all the pros that you can describe of, or there are more?
Yeah, it's pretty much all of the main features, I'd say.
So what are the so now we've got the pros, what are the cons?
Well, there's not a lot of feedback in the keys. This model has two switches available at the moment. One based on Cherry MX Reds, which are linear and don't have a click. So I've just pulled one out of my keyboard. You can swap the switches as you like in action. So I've got one of the reds in my hand, which is the linear one, and I don't know if you can hear that, but there's no click like on a clicky keyboard.
Yeah.
And I will just quickly pull out one of the other ones. Whoops. And I doubt you're going to hear this one either.
Oh, I can hear a little bit.
Okay, I might have to adjust the audio. But that's one that's got it's one of the blues, which is the clicking model.
Nice.
I believe I've got the name right. For some reason, it struck me as odd that the blues are the ones that have the red inlay in them, so you can tell what color they are. But I chose... The keyboard comes with one set by default. You can pay a bunch more and get a complete set of both types, but they include a couple of spares of each type in the package. So I've added the clicky ones just to try them out, but I prefer the linear ones for my movement keys because the click adds a little bit of resistance. But one issue I'm seeing is that they're fairly soft. I think they're 55-gram keycaps, but they still key switches. They still feel fairly soft. So when I press down on them, it feels like my finger just goes straight through to the floor. What I'd like, and it seems like a fairly easy mod to make. Someone said that they had luck just adding an O-ring, or actually no, not an O-ring. So they used springs out of pens, but just underneath the keycap, between the keycap and the switch. And that seems like a good way to add a bit more resistance to it. So I might give that a go. But I think it's not a huge issue, but I do think it's something that I'd prefer to have the option to do to add more resistance. So I feel like I have more fine-grained control over it.
Yeah, I think like I said, there's a gamer's keyboard, and I think I think the developers will eventually hear this out and say, this will be a good
Yeah.
idea.
Well, they're hugely active on their Discord server.
Oh,
I'm
no.
actually in the server right now having a look at the discussion a few days ago about adding springs to the switches.
What's the feedback?
Well, the somebody's doing it as a trial themselves just to see how it feels, and the developers have said that they'd like to hear back from the guy and see what he does. They've said here, keep us up to date with the swappability. We can even do special switches with this feeling.
Nice.
It's not a difficult mod to do either by any stretch, because it's really easy to take the switch out, and if you wanted to just add a spring beneath the keycap, that's easy. If you want to modify the switch itself, that's a bit harder, but I did take one apart to see what's in it, and that would be fairly easy, if not time consuming.
But then, so there was no software issues or anything like that?
None that I've run into yet. Some people have had some software bugs, but that's mostly with the RGB. It's something that they're still developing. There was a big RGB update a few days before I got mine. That was so it's still under development. The software is fairly solid. Could use a little bit more work. It is run under Electron, so it does chew up a lot of resources like Discord or Slack. So I now have three instances of Electron: Discord, Slack, and the utility for this keyboard. And my other big complaint is that there's no numpad model.
So you mean the numpad on the right side?
Yeah.
There's
So
no
so what are you saying?
So there's no so it's not like a traditional keyboard in essence.
No, it's an 80%. In fact, now I think about it, I haven't given you the link to put in the description for these, so I'll do that before we publish. But it's an 80% keyboard, so no numpad.
Oh, that's
And that it's a big productivity thing for people who work with numbers a lot. But I mostly use it as a radio control panel in Armor. So I've gone on. I had to do my research, because you can either get numpads that trigger numpad key code, or ones that will trigger the number row at the top of the keyboard, and you want one that does the numpad key. So I found one of them and picked one up for $20 or $30.
Nice.
I would like to see a full-sized keyboard at some point, though, and it is something they're considering for the next model.
Yeah, I think that hopefully they'll hear that. Hopefully they'll hear you out.
Yeah, but apart from that, I'm loving it, and it has you can program in 4 modes by default, including you can because it's done by light instead of a mechanical sensor. You can adjust the depth that you need to push the key to trigger a keystroke. So if you like being able to just the lightest touch, you can just tap on the key and it will trigger. Or you can set it so you have to push it all the way down if you want to go off. And it's really easy to program. Got multiple modes that you can save to the keyboard, so you can have profiles. And I believe you can unplug the keyboard and it stays programmed.
Nice. So how much are we saying price scale wise?
I think the regular price is 220 Australian dollars, which is on the high end for a mechanical keyboard. Though I got mine on sale. They were doing a sale last month, and it just took me that long for it to arrive in the mail.
Pesky mailing prices.
Yeah, well, it got shipped here. I had it shipped to my mate's house because right after I placed the order, I was going to be away for a week, and the website said 2 to 4 days shipping. So I got it shipped to my mate's house, and he wasn't home when it arrived, so they took it to the post office. And his local post office, even though he lives 2 train stations from me, his local post office doesn't open late in the evenings or on weekends. Even though every other post office I've ever been to does. And he works full time, and they wouldn't allow anyone but him to pick it up. So that was a huge pain.
Are you serious?
Yeah. But that's not the
Ah.
keyboard's fault. That's Australia Post, who we all know are a bit special.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. It makes the American post office look like Olympians.
Yeah.
Oh man. But still, that's a very. With the numpad, I think without the numpad, that kind of stinks though. With the old because most people would use the numpad as a kind of a directional controls.
Most people, are you left-handed?
Right-handed actually.
Okay, because that seems like a really awkward position to be in. Having your mouse in your right hand and then reaching all the way across with your left hand so you can use the numpad.
Yeah, unless if you're left-handed, you're right.
Yeah, in which case that's normal. Which brings to mind the game Frank Herbert's Dune, which was a rushed sort of movie tie-in game, and it came out around the time that the Sci-Fi Channel miniseries of Dune came out back in the early 2000s, and it was had some of the weirdest design decisions I've ever seen. Some of them quite poor, really. But the weirdest one was that the keys weren't remappable, and the default control scheme was left-handed. So for the is it 9% of the population who are left-handed? Perfectly fine. For everyone else, you're using the mouse and the arrow keys.
That just sounds painful. That
Just ignore the fact also that the right-handed control scheme is better because you have the Q and the E and all the other keys around your WASD.
That's painful.
Yes, unfortunately, that company went under a year or two later, but some design decisions there.
But after how much backlash from the fans, I bet you before Twitter they must have shown videotapes to the developers of them burning the game CD out of spite.
No, it wasn't ET levels of bad. It was actually quite a good game. It's just that it was buggy and the design flaws. Yeah, pretty much the first mission is run away from a sandworm through a maze of hard and soft sand. If you stand on the soft sand, you sink in and get eaten. But the character is running towards the camera, and the camera angle is right in close, so you can't see what you're running towards.
Oh, that's still painful. Still painful. Oh man.
But anyway, I think we've gushed about my new keyboard enough.
Yeah.
The next topic is one that Bucky was at the table.
Yeah.
About the Sydney Opera House Dance Fest. Now, have you read the article for that, DJ?
I've sort of read the article and it looks fun. Imagine it's basically saying that the Opera House this week is the venue for Samsung's Dance Discovery program, which helps students with special needs engage with the arts. And it's just giving people workshops on how to use the VR system.
Yeah. So they've got special needs students playing with VR, and I think it's an interesting next step in art. I've already seen a video of a virtual reality ballet on YouTube. There's one of those 360-degree videos where the camera is sitting on the stage at a ballet, and the dancers are dancing around the camera. So I think in the next couple of years we'll see some interesting art come out using VR.
Yeah, and plus I think this is a good step to help special needs kids because it's very hard for them to survive, and I think VR is going to be a good tool for them to survive, to interact and maybe explore horizons that us normies wouldn't dream of.
Yeah, I like using technology with special needs kids.
Yeah.
I think also if it's some of the photos here make it look like part of it is about the kids being creative too. And being creative is just a great outlet for energy and stress. And I think it would really help improve the quality of life of these kids.
Yeah. And plus I think the VR for Samsung has prices gone down. So this will be, I think,
well, this is Samsung Gear VR.
Yeah.
So the price isn't too high to begin with.
Yeah.
But the price of the Vive, I think the Vive came down a little bit when they released the Vive Pro.
I think Sony's VR has gone down as well, and it's permanent. The price drop apparently.
Okay.
So, but basically this whole system, even at the Sydney Opera House, this is a pretty good program.
Yeah.
And it's a great message to people just that to embrace VR. VR is a good technology, and I think sooner or later we're going to see this in majority of schools. Give it
Yeah, I
5 years.
hope so.
Yeah, give it 5 years. I think we will see VR in most schools.
And how many years until we can go to school in VR, like in Ready Player One?
Oh, I give that one 10 years. Give it 10 or 20, give it 10 or 15 years just to let the teachers get used to it.
Yeah, we've got to get some of the young teachers just going through uni now in high places so that they can influence the curriculum and get more gaming and VR training and stuff in.
Imagine.
Let's just replace PE with an esports training session
I think there's a university I recall that's having a esports as a university course, if my memory serves me
as
right.
a sporting course or as a academic course.
I think both. I think it's both.
Cool. I need to go back to uni.
I think people would want to go back to uni after hearing this.
Yeah.
Like, what else is there's also there's also a cosplay university course I recall. You can oh, actually no, it's a university. Actually no, it's a general university, but graduation day you can dress up as whatever you want.
Okay.
Like you could cosplay even and just go into the graduation ceremony as your cosplay character. Oh, that would just be that's in
That would
Japan,
be
mind you.
weird. It does sound very Japanese.
Yep.
I just when I graduated, there wasn't a whole lot of room either side of you. So I'd hate to be the guy sitting next to the guy who comes in full on like
Full
armor,
metal,
like
Full Metal
yeah,
Alchemist armor, just sitting.
yeah, or I was thinking the guy on the cover of StarCraft, the Terran soldier.
Oh, oh dear Lord.
Or even worse, a Marine from Warhammer, because they get
Oh,
those huge shoulder pads.
oh no. You know those people that do the cosplays for Warhammer and StarCraft. I give them props for designing that and wearing it. I give them props. But I can't imagine that going to university graduation with a Space Marine costume, sitting in between, sitting in a tiny chair.
Yeah.
That and to make it even worse, the hot lights.
Oh yeah.
The spotlight under the
There's a
spotlight.
reason people who build costumes for events that are enclosed like a spacesuit, they always have these cooling units of some sort.
Hmm. Or they pray that the place has air conditioning.
Oh yeah, even that does help though,
Oh
because costumes are heavy. I
yeah.
have a Fourth Doctor costume that I made,
Oh,
and
nice.
wearing a few hundred meters of wool is definitely not cool.
You, well, I wonder how. I wonder though, with all that cosplay, I wonder what will happen if you all of a sudden start getting a panic attack. Like, oh my god, I'm getting nervous to get on stage and.
Yeah, that's why I've never really been into the whole cosplay and go to events sort of thing, apart from my Fourth Doctor costume, which but I've read about it, and people who do go in cosplay, they sorry, they like to have a handler with them who can keep an eye on them, drag them out if they get swamped, help them undress if it gets too hot,
Yeah.
and basically just make sure that they're not knocking anything over with their tails or whatever.
Oh man, that must be I don't know whether that's a. I don't know which is worse though, being a handler, or being the cosplayer.
I'm sure they have fun.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Unless if the handler unless if the cosplayer is getting swamped, and the handler has to fight his way through, which must be a tough gig.
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to stay close enough that you shouldn't have to fight past anyone.
It'd be like watching Whitney Houston's The Bodyguard.
And
Oh, there it is. There it is. I knew you were going to play that song. I knew you were going to play that song.
I'll stop there before I do any more damage to people's hearing.
And make Whitney Houston come out of the grave.
Yeah, come out of the grave to give me a cease and desist.
But personally for me, I would love to do cosplay, but yeah, it'd be like a bucket list kind of thing. It'd be a
It's
bucket list.
bloody expensive.
Making it or do it or just buying the costume itself, buying the costume off
Either.
Amazon. Either. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a friend who likes doing that sort of stuff, but he buys all of his costumes off Amazon and eBay and stuff.
Okay.
And it costs a few $100 for even the most basic, like those ones that are just like skin tight, like bicycle shorts material.
Yeah, the lycra.
Yeah, lycra. They're the stuff like that. They cost him a few $100 to get a lycra costume. Like he got one of Venom a while back, and he's quite a tall guy, and it turned out he was too tall for it.
That must have been a challenge for him just to get it in the costume itself.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I cosplay like with but back to the top. I think we just gone a bit of a segue in here, but I think but with VR, I think this might with VR and cosplay being an art, it could work.
We are getting way off topic tonight. I was like, how do we even get here?
I think we were talking about the arts in general.
We need Bucky to keep us on task, I think.
Yes, God damn it, I miss him. I miss him already. All right.
He's not dead.
I know. It feels so empty without him.
Right.
All right. But yeah, but back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, you pull yourself together now?
Yep, I pulled myself together.
Okay, let's go on to the next topic before you have another breakdown.
Okay.
The next topic is Minecraft skins that carry a virus.
Oh no.
I've got a blog post by Vast open here, and it's beautifully simple. They've basically people have found a way to load code into the image file, and people who download the image file and put it into Minecraft can get a virus from it. It's seriously simple. It's a batch file. So basically the most basic kind of scripting you can do on a Windows computer to completely wipe and format your whole computer.
Oh, that is painful.
Yeah.
Oh, that is painful. Oh, I'm just reading this article and it's saying here you get messages like "You are nailed by a computer. This is a piece of sludge."
Yeah, or my other favorite, you have maxed your internet usage for a lifetime.
This is like ransomware, but deadlier.
It's worse because ransomware, you know that if you pay up, you will get your data back because they can't afford to have people going around saying don't pay up because they won't give it back. Their whole business model, funnily enough, if they don't cough up the encryption keys when you pay up, then their business model collapses because no one will pay them anymore. This one's just malicious. It just goes and kills your computer for no good reason.
And this is through the Minecraft domain.
Yeah, they worked out how to include these files in a skin and upload it to the Minecraft server.
Man, that's I feel sorry for those people that live stream Minecraft games and get these viruses.
Yeah. and I reckon there were 50,000 accounts that got infected.
Oh, dude. I wonder how many of those 50,000 are kids saying my Minecraft.
Probably most of them.
Oh man.
Looking at the article again, that's 50,000 according to Vast data. So
it'd be
probably a bunch that use Norton or AVG.
That like I said, that's gonna be painful. Just seeing all these kids crying like my Minecraft, my achievements.
That's not even. It's just they're not getting anything out of this.
I think they're just doing this out of spite, just to know. It's like the earlier story of how people are going to the Minecraft server and just putting bomb threats and whatnot.
Oh yeah, kids who the kids do that as to pick on each other though.
But this is way this is way ahead of like, kids just picking on each other. This is just nasty.
Yep.
Although I gotta admit though, this might be a whole this might not be this might not affect Minecraft in a big picture sense. Like when you look at 50,000 accounts and how many people play Minecraft exactly.
70 something million, I think said.
So this is like a drop in the ocean. Like
Yeah, it is. Yeah, here we go. In January this year, there was 74 million players.
oh man, that's a lot. This is like I said, this is a drop in the ocean. This is just a drop in the ocean. Like Minecraft.
It is though. Most likely only the Java version, because I don't believe you can upload custom skins to Bedrock Edition, which is the version that runs on consoles and Windows 10.
So it's old school computers.
No, it's just old school Minecraft.
Okay.
They originally released Minecraft as a Java program, and then a few years ago, when Microsoft bought them out, they developed the Windows 10 edition, which is Bedrock Edition. And then, as time went on and they finished up the Windows 10 edition and got it up to date, they late last year, if I remember correctly, released an update called Better Together, which combined all of the Bedrock Edition versions, so Windows, PS4, Xbox, and made it so that they could play together.
Oh man, do you reckon this is good? But here's the interesting question. Do you reckon this virus is going to be similar to? I don't know whether you're familiar with World of Warcraft and how there was a couple of scientists that decided to drop a virus to see how the population of Warcraft will react.
That I think you're talking about the it has a name. It's something to do with blood.
I think
It's
okay.
An in-game virus, right?
Yeah. It was an in-game virus. It was an in-game virus. I think it wiped out a lot of people, a lot of people's accounts, as I recall.
Yeah, it's okay. So an actual computer
corrupted.
virus.
Yeah, corrupted blood.
Corrupted blood is something different though. It's because of a bug that let people carry a debuff from a boss called corrupted blood. I remember reading about this years ago. Corrupted blood basically damages you over time, but it acts as a virus and transmits between players. So what people did when they worked out that they could hack it and they could get out of the dungeon with the debuff was go around infecting people, and they ended up with this really interesting setup where people have actually studied it for academically. And it was basically a plague. So they had people doing like disaster management, people running medical tents and basically healing everyone who comes through, people who were getting infected and going to infect people. It's like a really crazy story.
Although as I said, I think it's good research material though.
I've pulled up the Wikipedia page, and the Centers for Disease Control and a couple of other universities have written articles and collected statistics for it. Actually, ever since I first heard about this, I've wanted to have a game that involves diseases that can transmit between players as a mechanic. I haven't thought about it in years though, until you reminded me. But I'd love to have that as a mechanic and just see how people behave.
Well, there is always Sim City.
Yeah, that mostly involves an omnipresent god just burning everything to the ground, though.
Yeah. Although with this Minecraft virus, I wonder whoever the creator was must be laughing himself right now, saying, "Ha! I have done something that will potentially destroy Minecraft."
No, not at all. 50,000 people, like you were saying, it's a drop in the... And the creator isn't really, like, the creators basically... Yeah, well, they're not that... I'm not that impressed by it. What impresses me, though, is that the virus code itself is so simple. In fact, it's probably pointing out a big security flaw that people can just do that and get away with it.
How long do you think it'll take before for a patch to be developed?
Avast already reports that there's been a patch.
That quick?
Yeah, it only happened earlier this week. But this sort of thing, like even though it's only affected 50,000 people so far, it's the sort of thing that it could have a big PR issue. But I don't think that now that it's been patched, I just think it's going to be a footnote.
It'll just be like, yeah, no, nobody will care.
Yeah, no one's going to remember it in a week. Anyway, what's our next topic? Something about phone cracking.
Oh, this was another Buck story.
Yes. Do you have the link for that? I don't.
I have it here. It's basically saying local and regional police departments and federal agencies are lining up to buy technology from two companies whose products can bypass iPhone security mechanisms.
Okay, that's
A bit that's
a bit worrying.
oh man, that's just scary. Scary. Second.
Yeah, so the iPhone encryption was held up as an example of really good encryption from what I remember a few years back. When do you remember after the I think it was the Santa Barbara
Oh, you mean
shoot-
the San Bernardino shooting?
San Bernardino, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the FBI was like, give us access to his phone, and Apple was like, no. And so this is as I understood it, the security was supposed to be really good, but this, from a privacy perspective, a bit worrying.
Oh, yeah. Some just looking at the article that so two companies are one's an Israeli-based technology vendor called Celebrite, and another one is called Grayshift. And Celebrite has developed a way to unlock encrypted iPhones using iOS 11, and we're marketing the product. Okay, yeah, it's just they discovered a way to unlock encrypted iPhones, and Grayshift have developed an inexpensive black box that could unlock any iPhone.
Okay.
Oh, that's just scary.
I mean, like, I understand the how police want to hack into it, but it does also worry me because as soon as one person has access to an exploit like that, it's just a matter of time before
someone leaks
bad
it.
people get it.
Yeah. Oh.
Like one of the things that got leaked with Snowden was a huge number of NSA viruses and exploits that they were using to hack people. And while it's good that it's out in the open and we know what's going on and all of that, it's also these things would have been found eventually. Security for obscurity is not security, but it basically flooded the market with all of this hacking tech. So a few viruses that went around shortly after were based off that.
I think ASIO also has a virus called BackOrphan. Memory serves me right.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one.
Yeah, it's a backdoor virus, isn't it? This is something else in its entirety.
Backdoor is just a generic term. There's a lot of hacks that start with back, but it wouldn't surprise me if every government on Earth had their own hacking team.
Yeah.
I mean, we know they do,
but this one,
I'm not a huge fan of encryption getting broken because eventually it moves on to bad people.
Yeah, it's a slippery. This is going to start a very big slippery slope, isn't it? I mean,
what do you mean by that?
As in, like you said, like you're gonna once people start unlocking encrypted iPhones, you're gonna get bad people just develop. They'll hack into it. They will eventually hack into these police departments and federal agencies and get this program and then reverse engineer it and to make it maybe weaponize it, make it into a portable jamming device.
Yeah, well, at the same time, I hope that now that it's out there and we know that it's a thing, that Apple can then go and find a way to block it again.
Although it is an interesting thing with one of the companies, they hired a former Apple security engineer to build that inexpensive black box.
There we go. So it's an inside job.
One could say it's the worm in the apple.
You got that from the article, right?
Nope, I just made it up. I just came up with that.
Another one like that, and you're finishing the podcast by yourself. I'm gonna go find Bucky wherever he is and go hang out with him until I'm 15.
But it's just crazy. I mean, is this what we've become now? Like
a couple of guys who make terrible jokes? No, who makes terrible jokes.
No, but I mean, like, we want privacy, but we also want transparency.
and we want privacy, but we're going to stick up everything on the internet for everyone to have a look at.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's next couple of years are going to be something different until we get this sorted out.
Although I bet you that I bet you someone will say the Russians. The Russians did it. The Russians did it. Who broke my Samsung? The Russians did it.
Yeah, the Russians probably can. The Americans probably can.
Anyone
the
can.
Chinese probably can. It's just the matter of things. These people get the tools and they use them for espionage.
And it's crazy. This is a crazy time to be under.
So anyway, let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Our next topic is COD 4 not having a single player mode.
Yeah. So from what I've seen, so they're saying that it won't include a traditional single player story mode, according to sources close to the company. And this is the shift in creative direction that will make Black Ops 4 the first mainline Call of Duty to ship without a standard campaign. But so this is interesting.
So they're focusing on zombies and multiplayer, right?
Yeah, it looks like it. Evidently, it looks like.
I wouldn't mind if it was a Left 4 Dead multiplayer style, but somehow it strikes me as not being like that.
Yeah, because even funnily enough, there was the tagline for Black Ops 4 and all the ads are saying "Forget what you know," which was so. What if you put it this way though? Like all these these shooters that we have, when did they start bringing in campaign mode? When did they brought it in? They brought it in
from the beginning. Like Wolfenstein it was very basic, but it had a story mode because back in the 90s, we didn't have
LANs
the internet capabilities to do full-on multiplayer campaigns.
Yeah, but now though, now that when the internet has matured, like Call of Duty was originally a multiplayer game, and then until people started saying, okay, we want a shooter a campaign like Unreal Tournament.
Was it really? Like, did Call of Duty ever have a non-multiplayer game? Like they're saying there in the article, this is the first game to not have a single player.
Because
you just read that to me a minute ago.
Yeah, I've been mistaken.
Yeah, so you must be thinking of something else.
Yeah, must have been.
I think it's an interesting step, but it means that they'll have to abandon the concept of a story, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, but then
Titanfall 1 did it, and nobody ever mentions the story of Titanfall 1, even though it had a story. It was just told via the multiplayer somehow.
Do you reckon they're taking that step?
I think that's what they're implying.
That will be a very interesting because Titanfall has been competitively. It was when Titanfall 1 came out. It was the game. It made it look like the game to have.
Yeah, and Titanfall 2 was even more popular.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Titanfall 2 has a single player.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the article here. They're looking forward to it on May 6th. So it's coming out pretty soon as well. So to relay this before a couple of weeks before, or a couple.
Yeah, a couple. It's the end of April now, almost.
Yeah, almost.
Halfway through April, really.
Yeah. So to relay this, is this good marketing? Just to bring up more hype into the.
It is marketing. I don't know if it's good marketing. I think most of the people I know who are really into COD are in it for the multiplayer, so they're getting what they want. But I do think there's going to be a contingent of story mode fans who aren't happy. And this is a Black Ops game, isn't it?
Yeah, Black Ops 4.
So Black Ops is, as I understand it, the COD storyline that is the most popular.
Yeah, it's and to be honest with you, whenever there are two games that when it comes out, it's declared a public holiday. Basically, it's GTA and Black Ops. GTA and Call of Duty. Any time they bring that game out, it's a public holiday.
I remember going to uni the day or two after GTA 5 came out, and my tutor walked in and just completely exhausted.
How many cups of coffee did it take for him to just get through the lecture?
I don't know. It was one of those shoots where you work in your group, basically. But she
But
came over and someone asked if she was okay, and she's just like, "Yeah, I've just been up all night playing GTA."
oh, that but I'm just having a brief look at the article. They're saying that this whole step is to describe an emphasis on cooperative modes such as potential stand-in for single-player campaign experience. So
So cooperative modes.
yeah.
Then they could very well be going like the Left 4 Dead route, which
Or
I'm not really going to complain about. It's an effective model. I enjoy like co-op story modes. I probably won't get it though because I'm not a COD fan.
although
Give me my realism.
give me my real. I'm a Battlefield fan myself. I'm a Battlefield fan
Yeah.
myself. But with this game though, I did see another article that was saying that they want to bring in something similar to PUBG.
Yeah, everyone's doing that.
Yeah, so
I think it'll be hugely popular because it's a COD game, but I think the market for battle royale style games is getting saturated. I think now it's too late. If you're trying to break into the battle royale market, it's too late.
yeah,
Because unless someone comes out with like AAA battle royale and just blows everyone away with the quality of it, I think the market's saturated. We've got the silly battle royale, the serious battle royale. I just don't think there's anywhere else to go.
It's just battle royale at the moment. It's the golden goose, and everyone is just trying to get the golden egg, the next golden egg. But yeah, COD, I can. But back to the single player mode. Yeah, it might take out a bit of the fan. It might take out a bit of the fan base, but I think COD ultimately will just survive. Will still survive. Black Ops 4. It will still survive, even with the fans going like, "Oh no, you don't have story mode. I love the story mode."
I don't enjoy the game, but it's going to be hard to kill COD.
Yeah.
Although, considering the popularity of the COD remaster compared to the other game that came out that year, it's going to be hard to kill COD unless they keep doing that for the next 5 years.
I think we'll have to see when the reviews come.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, next topic, Castlevania.
Okay, so Castlevania has announced that they're going to bring out a game called Castlevania.
Really? They're bringing out a game?
Yeah, they're bringing out a game called Konami's announced that Castlevania Grimoire of Souls is going to come out. The good thing is it's a Castlevania game. The bad thing is it's iOS.
So not even iOS and Android.
So it's a mobile game in general. So no, but it's just basically they're saying it's just iOS for now.
Okay.
So
Mario Run.
Mario Run.
There was Nintendo tried to break into mobile recently and like last year, and only released on iOS, I think.
I think they were. I think.
But it was microtransactions, and I don't think it got any traction.
Nah, people. Well, Pokemon Go is technically yes, Pokemon Go is
third party though.
Yeah. Super Mario Run.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, which was a side-scrolling game, endless runner program. Yeah, it was iOS.
Okay. So just an endless runner with Mario.
Yeah, pretty much. But with the Castlevania game, so it's a side scroller as well, and it looks like it's kind of like when I'm looking at the graphics to it, it's like the old Nintendo Castlevania game.
Oh yeah, actually that might work. A Metroidvania like on mobile, because I bet you could find a good way to just slightly modify the Metroidvania formula and break it up into mobile-sized chunks.
Yeah. The bright side is with this, it's Castlevania, so people love it. People love the series, and it can be played in both single and multiplayer, up to 4 players.
Okay. I can't see the multiplayer getting a lot of use, but that's just my own experience of multiplayer of mobile games.
But here's the interesting thing though with the mobile game. So I know the other day we spoke about PUBG as a multiplayer being put in mobile, and as I recalled, you did a good review on that one.
Yeah, I understand it.
Could you see this game kind of balancing it out? Like,
No. I am a stalwart defender of the faith, and I will not be playing any multiplayer games, I think. Any mobile games. There's a very small subset of games that I will play on mobile, and I don't think a Metroidvania is one of them.
So, but I agree with you there. Like, so you reckon this mobile? Let me just rephrase the question. So, do you think this game will last long, or do you think it will just be we'll still keep this up for a few months and then take it out of our service?
Well, going by what almost every other developer who has released a mobile game like that has in the last year, probably just a flash in the pan.
This looks like this might be a unashamed crash grab.
It could be,
because you've got what is it? You've got a Netflix series. There's a Netflix series already out with the Castlevania game to it, and
so that's the game Castlevania as a Netflix show.
Yeah,
like
Netflix
it's related.
anime. Yeah,
Okay.
It's actually it's part of the last Castlevania game was Lords of Shadow 2, which was 2014, and then it came back, and then Netflix came up with Castlevania the anime series. So this kind of
someone just dropped the bowling ball above me. I think it even got picked up on my microphone.
That must have been painful.
It was loud.
I didn't even hear. But yeah,
okay.
This game will not last long. It won't last.
Yeah, I think it'll just be a flash in the pan.
But yeah. Okay.
Professor. So next topic. We've got time for one more topic. PUBG as an esport.
Okay, PUBG as an esport. This is an interesting one in a sense where PUBG Corp's creator Brendan Green has laid an outline of what he wants to see in terms of PUBG's future, like the future of PUBG. So he wants to start off with a lot of things, and basically he was asked the question, where do you see PUBG in 6 months to a year or 3 years then? And his view is he wants to build an esports team. He wants to build it into an esports thing.
Okay, I can't fault him for that.
Yeah. To quote, as he said it, right now this year we're heavily investing on setting up an esports infrastructure. We're building an esports team globally between Europe, Asia, and US. So he's just putting the good foundation, and he wants to see it in 3 years' time in big stadiums. I think it's a good idea. I know we bagged that game out so much.
Not really. The PC version is decent. It's mainly just the mobile version that we went on about.
Yeah. The console. I think we haven't gone through the console edition, have we?
No, but I'm not a console gamer. So you played it?
I haven't played it. I want to play. Yeah,
as I understand it, it's basically just a PC edition, but with more bugs. Yeah. Or at least it was when I was still paying attention to it.
But honestly, I could see it going on. This it'd be like watching the Hunger Games all over again. And this at least it'll be a change of scenery from watching League of Legends and Dota most of the time.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I'd love to see a form of extended esports. Like, most people don't have time for more than a half-hour length round. So most multiplayer games are based around those short, snappy rounds. But I'd love to see an esport, say, like you mentioned, a Hunger Games style esport, where the players have to genuinely play for a week, and they can take breaks and stuff, but their character stays logged in.
I could see that in World of Warcraft. Like World of Warcraft players, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but to be fair, World of Warcraft players already play for
it. Yeah. But PUBG, I could see it. I could see it happening. But like I said, you have to can you see the audience being patient enough just to stand around and go, come on, move already?
It would have to be not even PUBG. Take it way back to a DayZ thing where you have like full-on survival mechanics. I don't see that working as a game concept or likely as an esports concept, even if they just did like Though what would be great though would be live streaming it, and then like Truman showing it. Have every minute live stream, and then have some guy who comes on at 6 o'clock in the evening and does a highlights reel.
That could be that could be a good idea. That could be a good idea.
Yeah,
Although I wonder if wonder who will pick it up though, Twitch or YouTube.
yeah, it would have to have like a huge production bill,
Yeah, yeah,
and yeah, because you need to be supplying these guys to take a week off work or whatever.
yeah. It's a good idea. I
Yeah.
I
Actually,
could see it happen.
now I remember a game I used to play, Urban Dead. It's a zombie MMO,
Hmm?
except it's mostly text based. And when you log out, your character just goes to sleep where they're standing. So while you're asleep, zombies can break their way in and kill you. But they did a couple of special events years back now when the new Day of the Dead movie came out, where
Yes.
they started up a new map based on the city in the movie and let people join it for a week, then locked it off. And so the goal was to be the last human. In the main game, I stopped playing eventually because it just got too repetitive. In the main game, you can be killed but then be revived,
Hmm.
and you get people who want to play as zombies who you'll spend a huge amount of effort reviving them because you only get like 50 actions a day. So you need to go to the hospital, search around for medical gear and zombie revival equipment, go and find a zombie and revive them. And you just end up with these people who want to be zombies. So if they get revived, they will climb to the nearest building and jump off. Human nature means that you can't get the dynamic that I'd want from that, where the goal is for either the zombies or the humans to win by converting everyone to their side.
Yeah.
Because some people are just going to go and do that anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, the aim of the game was to be the last human because they took out all of the revive items for that special map. And if you logged out for like a week, your character would despawn and you'd be removed from the leaderboard. Actually, no, I think they didn't actually remove you from the leaderboard, but if you logged out for a week, eventually the player base dwindled because people were getting killed off permanently, and if you logged out for a week, your character would despawn. But the game kept going for a few months, and I'd love to see more experience like that.
I think that's a good concept. I understand. I would like I said, the way you explained it, that's a very good concept, and I could see it. I could see it happen. I can see it happen, but
well, the main reason I stopped playing was because it just got too repetitive. You'd get killed, and then you'd get revived and killed, and I wanted to do one of those special maps, but that was a few years before I played. And personally, if I was running it, I would have opened up a new one of those maps every month or so, make it a monthly or a 2 monthly thing to get in, play till you got killed, and then come back for your next round. But anyway, we're starting to drone on a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm getting way into game design for what we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, but this is your niche.
Yeah.
All right.
Next, we've got two little whip around topics. EA's apology. What's up with that?
Yeah, so apparently EA has recently appointed a chief design officer, Patrick Soderlund. He's basically
Don't worry, I'm sure Pat's never going to listen to us.
So he's just basically saying that he's just basically sending apologies. It is clear to us. I'll just quote. It is clear to us the players see the company differently than we do. Situation, the team, as the guy who runs the team, I have to take that seriously. Basically, we're sorry. We're responsible for making you feel that way.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is we've realized we're out of touch because we want to make money and you guys want to have fun.
Yeah, and he's basically saying that that the plan to include loot boxes was an intentional move to have more people play the game for a longer period of time, noting that this was attempting to do what everyone else on the market has tried to do for years with games such as Overwatch and Destiny 2. So I'm just like, what?
So we screwed up. You told us why we screwed up, but we've taken a look at it and we can't tell why we screwed up.
But the bright side is the loot boxes. They like remember when loot boxes came out. Then EA said we'll temporarily and then they decide, okay, we'll fully remove them.
Yeah, have they added them back? I thought they were putting them back in.
I don't think they added them back. I don't think
Okay.
they have. So, this is. But you reckon they finally understood? Went, okay, we've listened to you guys.
I hope so. Anyway,
Yeah. But
should wrap it up.
Yeah.
Our next one, Netflix is now the 8th biggest media company on Earth.
Yeah, so it's
and
now
16th biggest galactically.
Oh, but yeah, this is basically saying Netflix now what worth 146 billion, 8 billion shy of both the Comcast, and this is amazing. Like how the company says its revenue is from all its legacy. A lot of basic saying where their growth is USA. Their most successful show. Guess what's the most successful Netflix show?
Stranger Things.
No, it's 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, okay.
It was
That
probably
one that everyone's like is horribly depressing. That don't watch it.
It's apparently the most watched show in the entire world last year.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So they've released 33 films last year, all of them available for streaming the same day they hit the theaters.
That's not bad. 33 films. You could watch a Netflix movie almost every Sunday of the year and not run out.
Yeah, it's the gift that keeps giving. It's a very good gift that keeps giving.
What I love most about Netflix though is that they give the really odd things a chance.
Yeah, like they're saying here that they've certainly become a valid claim for a media conglomerate. One of its news, they want to try out reality programming now. They're trying out reality.
Oh no! Right, that's it. It's over.
Reality TV shows, yes.
Yeah, there isn't any reality TV on all the other channels just because it's so damn profitable. So Netflix has been picking up all the shows that would have gone to the other channels, but they were too busy with reality TV. And so
now that it's now doomed. It's doomed.
Yep, it's over.
The dream is gone.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, let's wrap this up with this week's. It feels wrong to say obituary because only one of the people is actually dead. But this week, Ali Ermi died, and you'll still spell that wrong in the show notes, DJ. Ali Ermi, the guy who played every single grumpy drill sergeant, gunnery sergeant, whatever, in every war movie ever, died this week.
And he was also famous for a very very funny Simpsons episode. So as Colonel Leslie Happerblack, which is the one where Sideshow Bob tries to steal a nuclear bomb off in an air show.
Oh, and our other, let's call this the get well soon section. Turtle Biscuit is back in hospital with his cancer has spread, the chemo isn't working, and he's now about to start a experimental treatment. So hopefully that goes well for him. It's not sounding too good at the moment, but hopefully the experimental treatment will gain him some ground. Yeah, he's done so much for the games industry as a commentator and a consumer advocate. I really hope he somehow finds a way to pull through. I know he's not always been completely popular, and some of the things he's done have been quite controversial, but what he has done for the industry, really important. Anyway, we will wrap up for now. Next week, hopefully, we will be able to drag Bucky back to his recording chair.
Well, you can get out and visit us at That's Not Canon Productions. Leave a like.
Yep, check out our Facebook page. Buy our shirts. We have shirts with logos on them now. That's really cool. You did tell them about that a few weeks ago, though, didn't you?
We did.
Yep, good. That's what I got for not listening to the ones while I was away. But buy our shirts. Just buy them, please. We're starving students. Buy our shirts.
We're not rich enough to afford a PlayStation.
Anyway, you can buy our shirts, leave a message for us on Facebook, and check out the other podcasts. I was listening to one the other day, one of the TNC podcasts, The Other Third of Life, which I recommend is a podcast about sleep. Yep. But we'll see you next week.
See you guys.